هيا نتعلم هيا بمدارس التعلم.
Welcome to Storyteller competition. It's all about using your imagination to create amazing characters and adventures. It's just using your imagination for creating amazing characters and adventures, and you can start telling a new story. Actually, by Storyteller, it's very important one because it can start teaching you how can you start exploring new world. First one, it can makes you laugh, and you can just taking a journey without leaving your seats. That's why Storyteller is so important one for each one of you, and we're so caring for each one of the students to start telling his own story, because we believe that each one has his own story to be told. As you know, the Storyteller, it has more than one character, and these characters can be fictional one or it can be non-fictional one. It can be more than one genre, and the genre, it can be a fictional genre or it can be non-fictional genre. You can start having your own theme, and the theme, it's very important one. Why? Because it can simply teach you a very important lessons. We have done a very great work for this competition to be done in front of a great teachers and the great supervisor, Mr. Ahmed. That's why actually we believe that each one of you is gonna be a great writer, and he has his own story to be shared by each one of you. Please start clapping for each one of you. Thank you, and we're going to start introducing our competition.
Fahad Saud Sahli. Yeah, student number 1, Fahad Saud Sahli. Yeah, it's okay, sir. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Go on, but the most important thing to use your body language well, that's right?
Okay.
Go on, sir.
Hello guys, my name is Fahad Saud Sahli. Today I'm gonna tell you a story about Jog the alien. Jog is going into the supermarket in Green Street to buy some fruits, to buy some vegetables for his picnic. Mrs. and Mr. Doors live in the bookshop. They are in the Green Street. Mrs. Doors points at Jug and says, "Look, there's an alien in the supermarket." "No, there isn't," said Mr. Doors. "That's Charlie, I think." "Yes, I think that's Charlie. Charlie likes wearing funny clothes." "Hello, Charlie," he calls. "Good morning," answered Jug. "Shall I get you some beans?" "No, thanks." "Or shall I get you some onions?" Aliens love eating onions. "No, thanks, and thank you for asking. Goodbye." "Goodbye." Jug is going to the car park in Skiptown. He sat there and ate his picnic. Suddenly, a truck came by, and Charlie points at Jug. "Look," he said to Lily. "Look, there's an alien in the car park." "No, there isn't," says Lily. That's Mrs. Kite and her new hat." I think that's Mrs. Kite and her new hat. She loves wearing funny hats." Jog is outside. Jog says hello. Mrs. Kite says she's afraid of aliens, so she told her friend that whispered, "That's an alien," and she's afraid of aliens. Jog is outside. Jog is in the fun fair in Skiptown. There's a lot of fun rides to play. There's the one that's yellow and orange spaceship. Sam and Julia saw Jog and said, "Look, there's an alien," says Sam. "Yes, there is," says Julia. Hello. "What's your name?" "My name is Jug, and I'm an alien. Would you want to ride on my spaceship?" "Yes, please. And can you take us home after that?" "Yes. We love making friends with aliens, and I love making friends with you too. Goodbye." And that was my story.
Excellent. Tell us, we want to know, what about the title of the story that you're going to tell?
The story's title is called High Five.
High Five.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, but remember, sir, the most important thing to use the body language, okay?
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Go on, sir.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Saf Abdelhadi Al-Qahtmani. I'm gonna tell you a story called High Five. Tom and Zoe were listening to the radio when they heard a woman announcing a sports weekend being held at Treetop Park. Then she started singing an advertising song for this sporting event. So they decided to go after getting permission from their father. He told them that they are good at sports, but they cannot be the best at every sport. So they went to the park and practiced their favorite sports. They faced some difficulties at first, but they were able to overcome them. The goal was to practice and enjoy time and sports activity. That's it.
Thanks so much. I'm talking to you. Okay, sir? Oh, I'm over here. Okay.
Fishes swim across the seas. Every single day they would follow this routine until one day the sun didn't appear. The old man was getting bad. He was feeling horrible, and he couldn't know why. He didn't know why. The small child asked him, hold on. The small child asked him, "How are you feeling?" He said, I don't feel very well. The small child then asked him, "Are you feeling bad? Do you have a stomachache, a toothache, a temperature, a cold?" He kept denying all of them, saying no. They also kept walking across the nature, but they couldn't hear anything. They couldn't see anything across the seas. So they went and climbed up a tree and continued their conversation. An earache, a toothache, anything. The old man kept denying. He didn't know why he was sick. Then they went down, and suddenly the sun came back. Then they could hear nature again. The blue parrots kept singing. The old man was feeling better. And then the crocodiles, they came back and they swam across the seas, and the small little fishes kept riding across the waves. Then their favorite little blue parrot came down upon them and said, "Are you feeling better? Are you feeling better?" The old man replied, "Yes, I am. Yes, I am." And then the old man and his child went and returned back to their home and cooked the best fruit cake they ever could.
I'm fine.
Great.
Alhamdulillah.
That's the title of the story, please.
The title is High Five.
High five.
Yes.
Okay, let's start. Bismillah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Yasser Adil Abdul Karim Zahrani. I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna summarize the story, the High Five. Shall we begin? Okay. The story is about two siblings, Tom and Zoe. They heard a radio advertisement for a sports weekend at the Treetop Park. They decided to go, but they had to ask their father. So they went to ask their father about the Treetop Park. He said that they can go, but they can't be good at every sport. They went there, they had fun, they played a lot of activities and sports. Tom is good at soccer, Tom is good at baseball, Zoe is good at soccer. After they had fun and made a lot of friends, they went back to their home and played with their ball before dinner for some time, and they acknowledge that they can't be good at every sport. That's it.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Talal Amri, and I'll be telling my lovely story, What a Great Grandmother. Peter's grandmother is 71, and she always do the same thing at the same time. Peter's grandmother wakes up at 7 o'clock and she get dressed by 8, and at 9 o'clock she have her breakfast, 2 pieces of bread, a banana and a cup of tea. And at 10 o'clock she listen to the radio. I think that's her favorite part of the day. And at 11 o'clock she have her coffee and go for the short walk down the street, round the park and back home again. Peter's often to visit her grandmother at Fridays, but this Thursday he meets her at her house to have a sleepover. Peter wakes up at 7 o'clock on Friday, and he talked with his grandmother and said, "Grandma, let's have a crazy day." And Peter's grandmother said, "What do you mean by crazy day?" Peter said, "Grandma, I know you have a daily routine that you stuck with. I want to change it today." Grandmother said, "But I like my routine." But then she looked at Peter's face and said, "Okay, what do you want to do now?" Peter said, "Let's have breakfast, egg sandwiches and sausages." Grandmother said, "But I only eat bread with banana and tea." And then she said, "Okay, where's the sausages?" Peter and his grandmother enjoyed their breakfast. And then Peter said, "Let's get dressed and go to the bus station." And then when they go, Peter said, "Let's catch a bus to the market street. There is a really cool cafe between the library and the mall." Grandmother said, "Okay, let's go there." And then when they catch the bus and went there, Peter's grandmother bought a fantastic purple and yellow sweater and a little cupboard for her bathroom and a lovely board game for Peter's. And then when they got to the cafe, Peter said, "Let's order noodles and pancake, the chocolate ones." Grandmother said, "Okay." Grandmother enjoyed their lunch, and she have a great time with Peter. That's the end of my story. I hope you like it.
Yes, I'm ready.
Yeah. First of all, tell us about the title of the story.
Yes, my story today is going to have the title of What a Great Grandmother. Okay?
Yeah. Are you ready, sir? Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Yeah. The most important thing to use your body.
Yes, body language.
Body what?
Language.
Body language. Thanks so much.
Okay.
Go on, sir.
So, hello everyone, my name is Tamer Lasmari. Today we will be telling a story, and the story title is What a Great Grandmother. Peter's grandmother is 71 years old, and she always does the same things at the same time every single day. She always wakes up at 7 o'clock. She always wakes up at 7 o'clock and gets dressed by 8. And then she always has her lunch, which is fish, which is banana and some soup, at 9 o'clock. And then at 10 p.m. she listens to the radio and gets some black coffee. And then after that, at 11 o'clock, she goes for a walk around the city. And then at 11 p.m., at 11 o'clock, she has her lunch. Which is fish and peas with tomato sauce. So on Friday afternoon, Peter often goes to see his grandmother. So on Friday night he slept at her house, and on Saturday morning Peter woke up and ran downstairs. He ran downstairs to see his grandmother and talk to her. At 7 o'clock, Peter said, "Hey Gran, today we are gonna have a crazy day." "What do you mean?" Peter's grandmother said. She said, "What do you mean?" Questioning Peter. Peter responded, "Well, you know how you always do the same things at the same time every single day?" "Yes," Peter's grandmother says. And then after that, Peter says, "Today we are gonna have a different day. I am hungry now. Let's get some sausages. But Peter, I never really eat sausages for breakfast. I usually have banana." But then she says, "All right, okay, we can try sausages today." After their breakfast, Peter's grandmother said, "Those sausages were really good. I really enjoyed them." Peter said, "I enjoyed them too. Now let's get ready and dressed for the walk. Let's go out for a walk." And then Peter's grandmother usually says, "I usually first listen to the radio before going out to the walk." But she looks at Peter's face and says, "All right, let's go. Where's my coat?" And then Peter and Peter's grandmother, they go out for a walk. Peter's grandmother enjoys the walk, and Peter suggests that we should catch a bus and then see we should catch a bus and go to the cafe. There's a cool cafe between the library and the shopping center, and we should also shop there too. But Peter's grandmother says, I usually never shop, Peter. I usually go out for a walk, and I never usually go at shopping center and eat at cafes. But then afterwards, she looks at Peter's smile on his face and then says, okay, come on, all right, let's go. And then afterwards, Peter's grandmother enjoys the shopping spree they did on the shopping center. Peter's grandmother bought a watch and a fantastic purple and yellow sweater for herself, and also a board game for her and Peter. And then afterwards, they end up in the cafe, deciding to have their lunch there. Peter says, we should have noodles and chocolate pancakes for lunch. Peter says, and then Peter's grandmother says, Peter, I never have noodles or pancakes for lunch. But then she stopped and smiles and says, okay, all right, I can try them out today. After their lunch, Peter's grandmother says, everything was brilliant. This day is fantastic. After Peter's grandmother says that, Peter says, I enjoyed the day too. I enjoyed the day too, and I enjoyed the lunch. I enjoyed the noodles and the pancakes. Afterwards, Peter suggests that. Peter says, hey Gran, we can go home now since I know you sleep on the afternoon, and also I'm a bit tired. Then Peter's grandmother says, no, Peter, I want to continue on with this day. I want to have more. I want to do more fun things like you suggest. Like for example, going around the lake, having a walk around the lake, and then riding a boat and then going for a boat ride on the river. And then maybe I'll go to the cinemas at night. And then Peter says, okay, and smiles and says, you really are a great grandmother. And then Peter's grandmother says, and you really are a great son. They both laughed, and this is my story. Thank you for listening.
First of all, we trust you so much. Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
First of all, tell us about the title of your story, sir.
Yes. My name is Fadl Ghannam. I'm going to tell a story about the man in the jungle.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Now, go on, sir.
Once upon a time, in a beautiful jungle, there lived a man and a little boy. The jungle was their home. They loved admiring the jungle's beauty, listening to all the animal sounds. They loved growing vegetables in the old man's garden and eating jungle fruit. They loved taking orange flowers from the ground and putting them in their hair. One day the sun didn't show up. The old man was disappointed. He sat down on his old wooden chair. The little boy was concerned, so he sat down next to him on the green long grass. He asked, "Hey old man, do you have a stomachache? I sometimes get a stomachache when I eat too much jungle fruit cake." "No, my stomach is fine, thank you," the old man replied. So the little boy asked, "Do you have an earache?" "Sometimes my mother gets an earache when I play the jungle drums too loud." "No, my ears are fine," the old man answered. So they stopped talking. They climbed a tree, tried listening to the parrots. Unfortunately, they didn't hear anything, and no parrots showed up. So the little boy asked, "Are you feeling sick, old man? Do you have a high temperature or feeling sick?" "No, I'm fine, thank you," the old man replied. So they stopped talking. They climbed down the tree. They went to the Blue River, hoping to find some animals there. Unfortunately, they couldn't find any animals. The old man was disappointed, but suddenly the sun showed up. They saw their favorite crocodile swimming in the water, and they saw all the fish swimming here and there. The little boy asked, the old man, "Are you feeling better now?" "Yes," the old man said. After a long day of joy, they went back home and baked the old man's jungle fruit cake.
Thank you so much, sir. We appreciate your work.
Hello.
How are you, man?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm good, alhamdulillah. Tell us about the title of your story, please.
It's a simple and really interesting story called Jack and the Penguins.
Okay, let's start. Bismillah.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I hope you enjoy the story. It's titled Jack and the Penguins. Mr. Parks works at Waterfall Zoo. His son, Jack, doesn't really know a lot about the zoo, but he really loves animals. One day, before Jack left, before Mr. Parks left, Jack asked him, "Can I come help you today at the zoo?" The dad shouted with enthusiasm, "Yes, you can help wash and feed some of the animals." When they went near the gate of the zoo, Dad said, "I'm gonna go wash the dolphins and the sharks. That's outside." Jack said, "Then can I feed the zebras, the bats, the giraffes, and the kangaroos?" Mr. Parks said, "No, you're gonna have to feed our 10 penguins first." Jack said, "Great, I love penguins. We'll find their food in the big gray cupboard," said his dad. But Jack wasn't looking in the big gray cupboard. He was looking in the big blue cupboard. He noticed some potato meat pie, some milkshakes, kiwis, and even some lemonade and fruit juice. He thought to himself, what do penguins really like? Maybe this meat pie and milkshakes. Then he took all of the meat pie and all of the milkshakes and put it in front of the penguins. But the penguins ignored the food and drinks. Then Jack said, "You don't like these milkshakes and pie?" Then, all right, he went back and bought some fish and a bowl of water from the big gray cupboard. When he put it in front of them, they ate all of the fish and drank all of the water. He said, "Oh, so fish like fish, so penguins like fish and water. I learned a lot today." He went back to his dad. "Dad, I finished feeding the penguins." His dad replied, "Good job. Can I have some cheese from the zebras?" "No, you silly. The zebras don't eat cheese." "Thanks, Dad. I learned a lot today," Jack answered.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. اسمي عبد الرحمن سالم الشهراني. Today I will tell you a short story. My story about Jack and his dad. Jack and his dad. His dad working in the zoo. He say for his dad, "Dad, can I give the fish some food, the shark and the dolphin?" His dad smile and say, "No, firstly go give the penguins food." He found it in the kitchen. Jack go to the kitchen. He see only one blue fridge, but he don't see behind the blue fridge. Behind the blue fridge, he found it silver fridge. He opened the blue fridge and see some milkshake and lemon juice and pie and cheese and kiwis. He say, what the penguins eat? He say, "Okay, I will take it the pie and milkshake." He take the pie and milkshake. He go to the penguins. He say, "Hi, are you hungry? Are you thirsty?" And say, "Okay, I will put the food here and I will sit see you eat." He said 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. The penguin isn't happy. He thinks, say, why the penguin isn't happy? He doesn't like the food. He remember and say, the penguins like to eat fish and water. He say, "Okay, I will go to found the fish in kitchen." He take the food and go. He found the silver fridge and opened the silver fridge. He found it 20 fish and water. He say, "Okay, for one penguins, 2 fish." He take the fish and water and he go to the penguins and he say, "Sorry, and he put the food in floor, and he running for his dad. Say, Dad, can I now give the bat some burger, and the giraffe some milkshake, and the zebra cheese, and the kangaroo kiwis? His dad smile and say, no, I think you looked in the wrong fridge. Let's go to take good food. Jack and his dad in the car. Jack say, thank you, Dad. I'm learning a little today. The end.
What about the title of your story?
I'm going to explain a story. Its name is The Monster Under My Bed.
Yeah, are you ready, sir?
Yeah.
Yellow gold.
Hello, my name is Nawaf. Today I'm going to explain a story. Its name is The Monster Under My Bed. I have a monster in my bedroom. It's living under my bed. When I get up in the morning, I have to run to the bathroom because I don't want to see the monster. I think that it's going to eat my toes. When I back from the school, I can't do anything in my bedroom. I can't do my homework and I can't studying. Also, I can't play video games. If I want to do my homework, I go to the table that it is on the kitchen. Mom said, yes, you can do your homework on the kitchen. After this, I told my brother, but he left. And he said, don't worry, there isn't any monster under your bed. But I have a huge monster under my bed. After this, I told my dad, but he said, don't worry, I'm not afraid from the monster. I can go to your bedroom and tell him to go out from your room. After this, I told my mom, but she said, don't worry, there isn't any monster under my bed. After this, I said I have to go to the monster and tell him to go out from my bedroom. I go to my bed and like this and look under my bed and said slowly, loudly, and I got it. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers. My name is Anas Sami Abdurrahman Fallata. I'm gonna tell you a story about the old man in the jungle. The story goes about an old man that lived with a little boy in the jungle. They lived for a long time, because one day the old man that lived in the jungle found the kids going by the river. So he asked himself, did he get lost on the way? Did someone put him here? So when he took the child in his care, the child grew up with the old man and became like his son. So the old man treated him nicely and made him a big cake in celebration of every birthday that he had. And they made friends with the animals in the jungles, the fishes, the parrots, and they liked the sound of the wind going by the banana trees. One day, the sun stopped shining and it started raining. So the old man was kind of sad because he didn't see any of his friends. He went by the river to check. So he was sad because he didn't find anyone. So they slept the day off in the hut. And the other day, when they woke up, they found their friends. The sun was shining. They felt happy. So in celebration of it, they made a big cake made out of the fruits that are sweet and delicious. They made a beautiful cake and they ate it all. And that's how my story ends.
Can you start telling me about your story's title?
Hello everyone, my name is Muhammad Al-Atabi and I'm going to tell you my story. It's my friend Meg. Meg is my best friend, our classmate like Meg, because she is funny and very smart. She can do long sums, she can spell long words, and she can also ride a bike very fast. But she always losing her things. I can't spell long words, I can't do long sums, I can't ride a bike very fast, but I can find Meg's things. First, she lost her pencils. She searched everywhere and couldn't find her pencils. She called me and said, I lost my pencils. I said, oh Meg, search under the bed. Second, she lost her shoes. She searched everywhere and couldn't find her shoes. She called me and said, she called me and said, I lost my shoes. I searched everywhere and couldn't find my shoes. Then I said, oh, Meg, search in your garden. Third, she lost her homework. She searched everywhere and couldn't find her homework. Then she called me and said, I lost my homework. I searched everywhere and couldn't find my homework. Then I said, oh, Meg, search by the laptop. That's the end. Thank you for good listening.
Introducing yourself, and after introducing yourself, can you start telling me about your story's title? What's your story's title?
Hello everyone, my name is Azzam al-Widrani, and my story is about a girl who always forgets her thing. My friend Meg. Meg is my best friend. She can do long sums and spell long words. She can also ride a bike very fast too. But Meg has a habit of forgetting her things. She phones her friend or her friends phone her every day. In the morning, Meg phones her friend saying that she lost her pencils. She looked in her school bag and then she looked by the table, but she couldn't find her music homework. But she couldn't find her pencils. Her friend says, oh Meg, go look under your bed. Meg likes wearing funny clothes, but she doesn't like wearing any shoes. Meg lost her trainers, so she phones her friend. Her friend says to go look in her garden, and she found her trainers. Later in the evening, Meg is very talented at music class, so she did her music homework, but she lost it. She looked in her table, and she also looked by her dad's guitar, but she couldn't find her music homework. But her friend says, oh Meg, go look by your computer. The next day in the morning, her friend was getting ready for school, but Meg phones her. Meg says that she found her pencils. They were under the bed, and that she also found her trainers. They were by the garden. And that finally she found her music homework. It was by her laptop. See you at the bus stop. Thank you for listening to my story.
My name is Abdul Majid, and my story is about Jack and the penguins. Jack, his father, works at Waterfall Park Zoo, and Jack really loves animals, but he doesn't know a lot about the zoo. So his dad took him to the zoo. They go to the zoo kitchen, and then Jack asks his dad if he can feed the animals. He asks his dad if he can feed the zebras and the bats and the giraffes and also the kangaroos.
Please stop. Can you make the microphone close to your mouth?
Like this?
Be relaxed. Okay? From the beginning.
Jack's father works at Waterfall Park Zoo, and Jack really loves animals. Animals. So someday, Jack's father took Jack to the zoo. And then they go to the zoo kitchen. Jack asks his dad if he can feed the animals. He asks if he can feed the zebras and the giraffes and the kangaroos and also the bats. Then Jack's father says that no, and he should feed the 10 penguins first, and their food is on the big gray cupboard. But Jack looks on the one cupboard, which is actually the blue big cupboard. Jack looks at the food. He sees a lot of food, and then he starts thinking, what food should he get for the penguins? He sees milkshakes and big potato and big hot meat and potato pie, and some lemonade and some sandwiches, and also a lot of things. So then he takes the milkshakes and the big hot meat and potato pie. He goes to the penguins and he asks, are you hungry? Are you thirsty? And Jack says. Then he puts the food on the ground. The penguins look at the food, they look at Jack. Then Jack notices that they aren't happy. So he takes the food and puts it back on the big blue cupboard. He looks again and takes the lemonade and the sandwiches. He goes back to the penguins and puts the food on the ground. They look at the food, but they don't seem happy. So Jack knows that they aren't happy, so he takes the food. And then he thinks, and then he notices that the penguins love fish and water. So he gets a big bowl and puts water on it, and then get 20 fishes for 10 penguins. Then he goes and gives the penguins the food. The penguins look at the food, then look at Jack. Then they start eating the food and finish the water. So Jack runs to his dad and tells him that the penguins are fine now, and then he asks him if he can feed the other animals. Jack's father says that he can't feed the other animals, but because he thinks that the food is wrong for them. But then he tells him that he can feed them if he came with him, and then he can shower the elephants because they really love that. That's the end of the story. I hope you enjoyed my story.
The great-grandmother.
Yeah, okay. Go on, sir.
Peter's grandmother is 71, and every day she does the same thing at the same time. She gets up at 7 o'clock, she gets dressed at 8 o'clock, and she has her breakfast, 2 pieces of bread, a banana, and a cup of tea at 9 o'clock. At 10, she listens to music on the radio. It's her favorite part of the day. She gets a cup of coffee at 11, and she goes for a walk down the square, around the park, and back home again. For lunch, she has fish, chips, and peas with tomato sauce at 12 o'clock. Last Saturday morning, Peter got up at 7 o'clock, and he ran down the stairs so quickly. He said, "Grandmother, grandmother." His grandmother said, "What?" He said, "I have a crazy idea." "What?" she said. "Well, every day you do the same thing at the same time, right?" "Yes." "Then today let's have a different day." "What do you mean?" she asked. "Well, today let's have egg and sandwiches for breakfast."
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Khalid Ahmed Al-Khathami, and today I'm going to tell a story about the monster under the bed. The narrator heard some weird noises under the bed, and he thought it was a monster. He was so terrified of it that he told his brother, but his brother didn't believe it. And then he told his mother and father, but they also didn't believe him. Then he told his grandmother that he can't sleep because he's very scared of the monster, and his grandmother told him that he should count from 1 to 100 so it can help him to sleep well. He was very terrified of the monster, that he changes his clothes in the bathroom, not in his bedroom, and he also does his homework on the kitchen table. One day the boy became brave and got some strength and said, "I will see what's under my bed." When he saw what's under his bed, he was very shocked because it was a little spider. And after that, the boy isn't terrified of any monsters because he knows that they aren't real and they are just toys or some insects or bugs. Thanks for listening. This is my story.
Hello everyone, my name is Ali, and my story is about Henry's holiday. Henry was a boy who didn't like going outside. In fact, he never goes out at all. He likes staying at his house and playing with his toys and do some fun activities. One day, Henry's family decided to go on a holiday. Henry didn't like the idea, so he told them that he should stay at home. Henry's parents said no and decided to take Henry with them. When they were on the car to reach their destination, Henry said he had a bad feeling. He didn't know what it was. After they reached their destination, they decided to put the camps and the tents and the marshmallows. Henry was looking around, looking at the mountains, and said, "Oh no, we don't want to have long walks." After a while, Henry said to his parents that they should go back home. Henry's parents said no and decided to continue on their journey. It started raining. Henry was worried. Henry's parents didn't have a worry at all. They continued, and they continued until it started raining stronger and stronger. After that, Henry's parents decided to go to sleep. After they woke up, they were really uncomfortable. Henry's mother's back being broken, and Henry's dad being really uncomfortable. Henry said that they should have a holiday in their house. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Basil Ali. Meg, my best friend Meg. All the classmates like her because she can spelling a long word and she riding the bike very fast. But she every day losing her things. On Saturday, she phoned me and she said, "I can't find my pencils. I needed to month class." And she said, I searched in the floor, and I searched in the bag, and I searched in the shelf, and I can't find my pencils. I said, "Are you searching the table?" And she found it. And in the evening, she said, "I can't find my book." I searched in the table, and I searched in the shelf, and I can't find my book. I said, "Are you search in the kitchen?" And she found it. In the Friday, she phoned me again, and I think she losing things again. But she said, thank you for your helping every day." This is my son.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
First of all, sir, alaykum salam wa barakatuh. First of all, your full name?
My name is Salah Saad Shahrani.
Yeah.
My story about my friend Meg. His best friend named Meg. All the class love her because she can spell the long words and ride the bike very fast. But she forgets her stuff. But the boy, he can't spell the long word and ride the bike very fast. But he can't find Meg's stuff. On Saturday, she called him and said, "I can't find my homework, my pencils. I search everywhere." He said, "Do you search under the bed?" And the next day, she called him and said, "I can't find my trainers, but I search everywhere." He said, "Oh, Meg, do you search in your garden?" And the Saturday, she called him and said, "I can't find my homework, but I search everywhere." He said, "Oh, Meg, do you search in your table?" In the morning, she called him. She called him and said, "Thank you. I search every place you tell me at him, and I find my homework, and I find my stuff." Then.
Yes, go on.
The monster under my bed.
Yeah, go on.
One day, I thought I have a monster under my bed. The monster have scary teeth and huge black eyes and 4 legs. Every day I run fast to my closet, taking my favorite sweater and socks. Going to bathroom, changing my closet, my clothes. Then I catch the school bus. The next day, I told my mom. She said, "That is just imagining." I told my brother, and he said, "Wow, you have a monster under your bed? Cool." My brother loves monsters. He aren't afraid of monster. I told my dad. He said, "When the monster comes out, tell me." Then Uncle Ben has come. I saw the monster running so fast. I said, "Dad, come, the monster is here." Dad didn't come. Maybe he is afraid like me. I understand this. The next day, I built a trap to catch the monster. Then I went to school. When I come back, I was surprised because I catch the monster. And the monster was a little spider.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm fine, thank you. My name is Sulaiman Abdulaziz Aoud Al-Ouda. The title of my story is The Old Man and the Jungle. The Old Man and the Jungle. The old man and the child live in the jungle. The jungle is their home. They like listening to the tall banana trees when they move in the wind, and they like listening to the noises of the blue parrots and all the other jungle animals and birds. And they like growing the vegetables, making and eating sweet jungle fruit cake, finding beautiful orange flowers and putting them in their hair. They like drinking from the waterfall with big round leaves and walking by the slow, long blue river, talking to the big, fat, ugly crocodile and watching the three fishes swim here and there in the water. And they both love sitting quietly in the sun. But one day in the big jungle sky, there was no sun. The old man wasn't happy about that, so he sat in his old chair and didn't move. The child sat next to him in the green grass and said, "What's the matter, old man? Have you got a stomachache?" "My brother gets a stomachache when he eats too many mangoes." The old man said, "A stomachache? No, I am fine, thank you." Then the child asks, "Well, have you got an earache?" "My mother gets an earache when I play the jungle drums too loudly." The old man said, "An earache? No, I am fine, thank you." Then they stopped talking, went and sat on a tree, waited for the noises of the blue parrots and the jungle animals and birds, but the blue parrots didn't come. So the old man wasn't happy about that. The child next to him asked him, "Have you got a toothache?" "My cousins get a toothache when they drink too many lime juice." The old man said, "A toothache? No, I'm fine, thank you." Then the child asks, "Well, have you got a headache?" The old man says, "No." "Well, have you got a fever, a temperature, a cold, a cough?" The old man says, "No." They went and sat by the river, but there was no crocodile or fishes. So he sat beside the river, and suddenly the sun shines up above their head, and the old man smiles, and the child says, "Are you getting better now?" The old man says, "Yes, I am getting better now." The child says, "Good." Then their favorite crocodile popped his head out of the water, and the three fishes started swimming here and there in the water again. And the old man's favorite parrot flew down from the waterfall, landed in the old man's shoulder, and said, mocking the child, "Are you getting better now? Are you getting better now?" The old man laughed and said, "Yes, you clever parrot, I am getting better now. I am very, very well." Then to celebrate, they went and danced under the sun in the old man's jungle garden, growed the vegetables, and they made the best sweet jungle fruit cake in the jungle. And they ate it all. "Ate it all, ate it all," said the parrot. "Be careful, old man. Too much cake, stomachache." And that's the end of my story.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Haydar. The story I'm about to tell you is about Henry's holiday. Henry's holiday. Henry enjoys being at home in the school holidays. He likes looking for snails and lizards and flying his kite in the field behind his house. He also likes looking for lizards. He likes listening to music and watching television. He also likes playing games on his tablet and reading comics in bed. Henry doesn't enjoy going to different places on holidays. He doesn't want to get sand in his socks on the beach or go for long walks in the countryside. And he doesn't want to sleep in a room with his parents because his dad snores loudly. But last Saturday, Henry and his parents went on a holiday. Henry's mom said, "Wow, what a great place, Henry. I love being in the countryside." And then his father said, yes, it's so exciting to eat and sleep inside a tent. But Henry didn't want to go. He wanted to go back home. And then he thought, sand in my socks and sharks in the sea. Oh dear, he thought. And then he saw the hills. Oh no, boring long walks. And then Henry's parents took the tent out of the car, and they called for Henry and said, can you come help us, Henry? We've got to put up the tent now. But Henry didn't move. But then it started to rain, and Henry's mom dropped 2 of the blankets on the floor. And then they got very wet. Henry got out of the car and put the blankets up and gave it to his mother. And then he asked, can we go back home, Mom? But they didn't go back home. Henry's mom and dad sat in the tent, but they didn't eat, sleep, or read. They only had cold soup for dinner. And they didn't read stories or anything because Henry's dad forgot their glasses and torches at home. And Henry's favorite cheese and bread weren't in the car. They were at home on the kitchen table. Henry tried to sleep 42 times, but his head and shoulders got cold. And he woke up 42 times because his dad kept snoring and snoring over and over again. In the morning, Henry's dad had a bad headache, and Henry's mom's back hurt. And the water in the showers were cold. Henry wasn't happy, and Henry's parents weren't happy. And the little village shop was closed on Sundays too. And then Henry asked their parents slowly, Mom, Dad, can we have a whole day at home? We can have nice hot dinner, we can have nice hot showers in the mornings, and then we could go for walks and look for snails and lizards in the afternoons in the field. And we can have nice dinners in the evenings, and then we can watch funny films on the TV. Henry's mom looked at Henry's dad, and then they both looked at Henry again, and then they said, what a great idea, Henry. Let's take these wet things in the car and go back home. That's the end of the story. Thanks for listening.
Okay, what about the title of your story?
The Old Man in the Jungle.
Yeah. What's your full name, sir?
Huh?
Your name?
My name is Jabir Askar.
Khalid?
Jabir.
Okay, go on, sir.
The Old Man in the Jungle. The old man and the child live in the jungle. The jungle is their home. They like listening to the tall banana trees when they move in the wind. They like listening to the blue parrots and noises of all other jungle animals too. They like growing vegetables in the old man's jungle garden and making and eating sweet jungle fruit cake. They like finding beautiful little flowers and putting them in their hair. They like drinking water from the waterfall in the big round jungle leaves. They like walking by the slow blue river, by the long slow blue river. And they both love sitting quietly in the sun. But one day in the jungle, there were no sun in the jungle sky. The old man wasn't too happy about that. He went and sat in his old chair and didn't move. Then the child came and sat in the grass next to him. What's the matter, old man? Have you got a stomach ache? My brother gets a stomach ache sometimes when he eats too many mangoes. A stomach ache? Oh no, my stomach is fine. Thank you, answered the old man. Have you got an earache then? My mother gets an earache sometimes when I eat, when I play my jungle drums too loudly. An earache? Oh no, my ears are fine. Thank you, answered the old man. They both, the old man and the child stopped talking and went and sat by and went and sat in the tree. They were listening for the blue parrots and noises of all other jungle animals and birds, but the parrots didn't come. Well, have you gotten toothache? Asked the child. My cousins get a toothache sometimes when they drink too many lime juice. A toothache? Oh no, my teeth are fine, thank you, answered the old man. Have you gotten headache then? No. A temperature, a cold, a cough? No. Then the old man and the child stopped talking and went and sat by the river. Then the beautiful sun came out. The old man smiled. Then their favorite crocodile's head came about above the water, and 3 little fish swam here and there, here and there. Then the old man's favorite parrot flew down from the river, from the waterfall, and sat on his shoulder and said, "Getting better, getting better." Asked the parrot, said the parrot. "Yes, clever parrot," answered the old man.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Nawaf Al-Harbi, and today I'm gonna talk about a story name is The Monster Under My Bed. In the beginning, the narrator believes there is a monster living under their bed. They take a precaution to confrontation the monster by quickly getting dressed in their bathroom, doing homework outside their bedroom, and counting to sleep. The narrator's brother and parent dismiss the extent of the monster, but the narrator decides to confront it. They bravely search under their bed and successfully catch the monster.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته، حياكم الله وأهلا وسهلا بكم. المسابقة هذه التي أعدها الزملاء المعلمين من قسم اللغة الإنجليزية هي بإذن الله ستكون مسابقة داعمة لصقل مهارة الطالب في تعلم هذه اللغة، إضافة إلى المناهج الإثرائية التي يدرسونها والتي أضيفت من بداية هذه السنة. أيضا حضوركم تشجيع لأبنائنا الطلاب. أنا أشكر الزملاء وأحيي أبنائي الطلاب الذين شاركوا بهذه المسابقة. أتمنى بإذن الله أن أشوفهم في المسابقات التالية بأفضل من هذا المستوى. هم ما شاء الله تبارك الله قدموا مستوى عالي، نبغى يكون المستوى أعلى من ذلك بإذن الله. تفضلوا.
انثر فوق الدنيا عطرا أبهرنا بقوافي، انثر فوق الدنيا عطرا نحو الشجر الوافي، أنت غاية الأمل نحو الوطن الكافي، أنت غاية الأمل ورحيق الآلاف، علمني كيف أتطلع.
Thanks so much, really, and also our greatest students. Really, these are the greatest students I have ever seen. Now, who are going to be the winners? Who are going to be the winners, okay? The first one for grade 1, Mr. Sulaiman Al-Ouda. Okay, sir, mashallah, mashallah. Really, we appreciate your efforts, okay? But first of all, can you tell us, or can you give us some words about that competition? What's your opinion about it?
My opinion, it's the best competition I've ever been in, and it's my first. And today is actually my birthday too.
Okay.
And this competition is the best thing that ever happened to me in my time here in Ta'alum. And I am thankful for everybody who was in the competition and Ustad Mu'min.
Yeah, okay. About the second one. The second one, let's Anas Fallat. Efforts, because he always takes in our activities. Okay. ثامر الأسمري. Okay, thanks so much, sir. Okay, thanks so much. Can you give us some words about it? About the competition. Some words about the competition.
This competition was great. It was hosted by Ustad Muhammad Adli and Mudir Faisal, and I think it was great practicing for the competition. I wasn't expecting to be one of the top 3, and thank you so much.